narcissist mother who envies her daughter. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. Envy is a narcissistic trait. Envy means coveting or wanting something that somebody else has. For instance, you envy your neighbour's new car, or you envy your friend's popularity, or you're envious of the good looks of a member of your family. You would like to have them for yourself. Everybody has a degree of envy, and when it is ensconced within empathic traits, this envy will often operate in a healthy way, driving people to improve themselves in order to attain what they would like to have as they have seen with regard to somebody else. Accordingly, envying your neighbour's new car may cause you to decide, I'm going to save up so I can afford one too. Or I'm going to look for a better job so I can afford such a car. You're not harming anybody. You're working at gaining the appropriate money, and therefore your envy has operated within your empathic traits to cause you to behave in an appropriate fashion to secure something for yourself which boosts your own self-esteem and pleasure without harming anybody else. Envy is prevalent with the narcissist. It is often seen as something of a strange situation, whereby, since you understand the narcissist to believe themselves superior to everybody else, how can they possibly envy what somebody else has? Because to do so would suggest that that individual is better than them. But this, of course, is the paradox which is often found with the narcissist. The narcissist does indeed believe that they are superior, that they are special. And when they see somebody with something that they believe that they ought to have, which is outshining them, their narcissism harnesses that envy to cause them to do something about it, to nullify the threat to control that is posed by whatever it is that the other person has. There are, of course, two ways that this might be done. The first is to outshine the other individual. So giving the example of the narcissist motor vehicle and that of a neighbour, the narcissist simply goes and buys a bigger and better motor vehicle to outshine that of his neighbour. The alternative is to cut the other person down, to spoil what it is that they have got, so that they are reduced to the position of inferiority compared to the narcissist that the narcissist believes is the true order of events. Envy appears repeatedly in the behaviour of the narcissist and is utilised by the narcissism as a driver to cause the narcissist to pursue the prime aims. One particular arena in which we see this is the relationship between a narcissist mother and her daughter. In the shadow theatre of a narcissistic mother's mind, her daughter is not a cherished offspring, but is deemed a rival. There is no emotional empathy to check her behaviours, no empathic traits of compassion or justice or truth seeker or honest to keep the behaviours in line. No. The daughter is deemed a rival, a gleaming mirror that reflects the inadequacies with cruel clarity of the narcissist. The mother, cloaked in grandiosity, yet threatened by the potential insecurity of a daughter outgunning her, wages a subtle war, and sometimes not so subtle, against her own flesh and blood, driven by an envy that is so potent it poisons every interaction. There is no maternal bond. Instead, it is replaced by a battlefield where supposed love is weaponized, and the daughter's every virtue is deemed as a dagger that is thrust towards the mother. Let's dissect this venomous dynamic, peeling back the layers to reveal how the narcissist mother's envy manifests and what forces propel it. The narcissist mother's envy is not a fleeting emotion. It's a corrosive force that seeps into every facet of her relationship with her daughter. It manifests in myriad ways, each an instinctive strike to diminish the esteem of the daughter and restore the mother's illusion of supremacy. I'm going to list for you a number of common ways that this envy manifests, each a testament to the narcissist mother's inability to tolerate the success, the radiance, or the simple existence of her daughter. Number 1. Criticism masquerading as concern. The narcissist mother wields this criticism like a scalpel, slicing into her daughter's confidence under the guise of maternal guidance. If the daughter excels academically, earning accolades for her intellect, the mother might coo, "Oh, darling, don't overwork yourself, you'll burn out. And besides, those awards don't mean much in the real world." False compassion, belittlement. This is no mere caution. It is an instinctive attempt to tarnish the daughter's achievement by suggesting that it is fleeting or insignificant, thus provoking a response from the daughter by way of fuel and maintaining the control over her. Should the daughter dress elegantly for an event, the mother might remark, "That dress is a bit much, don't you think? You're trying too hard to stand out." The subtext is clear. The daughter's beauty or success threatens the mother's spotlight, and therefore she must be diminished. Number 2, sabotage of milestones. The daughter's milestones, graduations, promotions, relationships, are moments of potential triumph, but for the narcissist mother, they are triggers for sabotage. When the daughter announces her engagement, the mother might feign joy, only to sow discord by questioning the partner's worth. "He seems nice, but are you sure he's good enough for you?" Invalidation. Triangulation. This naturally plants seeds of doubt, undermining the daughter's happiness. Alternatively, the mother might orchestrate a crisis, commonly seen amongst mid-range narcissists, suddenly a health scare or an emotional meltdown on the eve of her daughter's big day, dropping the narc bomb, ensuring the focus shifts back to her. The daughter's joy is stolen, her moment eclipsed by the mother's need for control and fuel. Number 3, competitive one-upmanship. The narcissist mother cannot resist competing with her daughter as if they were peers vying for the same crown. If the daughter shares news of a new job, the mother counters with a tale of her own past glories, bringing up the past, embellished to outshine the daughter's achievement. "That's wonderful, dear, but when I was your age, I was managing an entire department." Triangulation, bringing up the past. When the daughter adopts a new hobby, such as painting, the mother suddenly develops an interest in art, mirroring, proclaiming her own creation superior, or dismissing the daughter's efforts as amateurish. This competition is not playful. It is part of the narcissistic dynamic, and it is part of a bid to assert dominance and negate the daughter's individuality, for that individuality threatens the control of the mother narcissist. Number 4, triangulation and favoritism. The narcissist mother employs triangulation to sow division, often pitting the daughter against siblings, friends, or even the mother's own social circle. If the daughter, for instance, is praised for her kindness, the mother might lavish attention on a sibling, saying, "Your sister is so thoughtful. She always knows how to make me feel special." This devalues the daughter while elevating another, reinforcing the narcissist's control over the family dynamic. Friends or relatives may be recruited to deliver backhanded compliments, use of coterie or lieutenants, or subtle criticisms such as, "Your mother says you're doing well, but she worries you're too focused on yourself." The daughter is often left isolated, her confidence eroded by the mother's orchestrated betrayal. Number 5, appropriation of identity. In a grotesque mimicry of admiration, the narcissist mother may attempt to appropriate her daughter's identity, stealing her style, interests, or even accomplishments, character trait acquisition. If the daughter is known for her unique fashion sense, the mother might begin dressing in a similar style, claiming, "I've always loved this look." Note the use of always. "You must have gotten it from me." This is because the daughter is seen as a little mirror, a chip off the old block, an extension of the narcissist. Should the daughter gain recognition for a talent, the mother might insert herself into the narrative, boasting, "She wouldn't be where she is without my encouragement." This appropriation is not flattery. It is a theft of the daughter's individuality, a mean to subsume her light into the mother's faltering facade. Number 6, emotional manipulation and gaslighting. The mother's envy often manifests through emotional manipulation designed to make the daughter feel guilty and doubt her own worth. If the daughter expresses pride in a personal achievement, The mother might respond with a wounded tone. I'm so glad you're happy, but it hurts that you never acknowledge how hard I worked to give you these opportunities. This shifts the focus to the mother's supposed sacrifices, guilt-tripping the daughter into submission and thus providing control. Gaslighting is another weapon. When the daughter might confront the mother about her hurtful behaviour, the mother might retort, "You're so sensitive. I never said that. You're imagining things." The daughter is left questioning her reality, her confidence further eroded as she is brought under control. Number 7. Withholding affection or approval. The narcissistic mother withholds affection or approval as a punishment in order to control and to diminish the daughter's perceived superiority. When the daughter shines, perhaps by winning a scholarship or receiving public praise, which of course threatens the narcissist's need for control, the mother's responses are tepid and a curt, "That's nice," delivered with a cold smile. Conversely, when the daughter falters, the mother may shower her with false sympathy, relishing the opportunity to feel superior. This conditional love, in inverted commas, keeps the daughter in a constant state of striving, desperate for the approval that will never come, since the mother's envy of her daughter can never allow it. 8. Public humiliation. In public settings, the mother's envy may erupt as humiliation, designed to dim the daughter's light before others. At a family gathering, she might recount an embarrassing story from the daughter's childhood, humiliation, bringing up the past, framing it as cute, but ensuring it undermines her credibility. If the daughter speaks confidently, the mother might interrupt, lack of boundary recognition, with a dismissive laugh, saying, "Oh, she always," note the use of always, exaggerates. These public jabs are instinctively issued, reinforcing the mother's dominance while ensuring the daughter feels diminished in the eyes of others. It allows the control of the daughter and the third parties. Number 9. Exploitation of vulnerabilities. The narcissist mother has an uncanny ability to exploit her daughter's vulnerabilities, using them as ammunition to fuel her envy-driven attacks. If the daughter struggles with self-esteem, the narcissist might comment on her appearance, saying, "You'd look so much prettier if you just tried a bit harder." If the daughter confides about a personal fear, such as rejection, the mother will invariably weaponize it, warning, "You need to be careful. People might not like you if you keep acting that way." This exploitation, the utilization of a vulnerability against the victim, is a common narcissistic manipulation and is utilized to keep the daughter off balance, her insecurities magnified by the mother's instinctive cruelty. 10. Projection of insecurities. The mother projects her own insecurities onto her daughter, accusing her of traits or behaviors that reflect the mother's own behaviors. If the mother, for instance, feels unattractive, she might accuse the daughter of being vain or overly concerned with her looks. If the mother feels unaccomplished, she might label the daughter as arrogant for pursuing ambitious goals. This projection serves a dual purpose. It deflects the threat to control felt by the mother and punishes the daughter for embodying qualities that the mother envies. Having laid bare a number of the ways in which the narcissist mother behaves towards her daughter, driven by envy, we must now probe the dark heart of this dynamic. What actually drives this venomous resentment towards her own daughter, somebody that she ought to love and care about and cherish? The answer lies in the twisted architecture of the narcissist's psyche, a labyrinth of grandiosity, the inherent need for control, the insatiable requirement for fuel. At the core of the narcissist mother's envy is, of course, the fragile false self, the meticulously crafted construct of perfection, charm, and superiority that masks this false self. The daughter, with her youth, vitality, and potential, represents a walking, talking, living rebuke to this construct. As the daughter blossoms, whether through beauty, talent, or success, she becomes a mirror reflecting the mother's aging, her unfulfilled dreams, or her perceived inadequacies. The mother cannot tolerate this threat to her illusion of supremacy, for to acknowledge the daughter's brilliance would then, of course, be to admit her own limitations, which are a threat to control. Envy is utilized as a defense mechanism, a way to diminish the daughter and preserve the construct's dominance. As a narcissist, the mother requires repeated validation, fuel, to sustain her inflated sense of self and to keep the construct together. The daughter, as a source of potential admiration, is both an asset and a threat. When the daughter garners attention, whether for achievements or charisma, she diverts the spotlight from her mother, starving her of the fuel that she craves. The mother's envy is thus fueled by this need to get that fuel, the concern of losing control over the fuel. By undermining the daughter, the mother seeks to direct the fuel to herself, whether through pity, playing the martyr, superiority, one-upmanship, or by means of other manipulations such as belittlement, invalidation, humiliation, and triangulation. The daughter's light must be dimmed in order to provide the fuel for the mother. The narcissist mother's envy is often intensified by the stark contrast between her own aging and her daughter's youth. As the mother confronts the inevitable decline of her physical beauty or vitality, the daughter's blossoming represents a painful reminder of what the mother is losing, and the narcissism must shut that down as quickly as possible. This is not mere vanity. It is an existential wound for the narcissist, whose identity is tethered to the need for external validation. The daughter's radiant youth, her smooth skin, her boundless energy, her untapped potential become a taunting symbol of the mother's mortality. Envy is utilized by the narcissism as a way to punish the daughter for embodying what the mother can no longer claim. The mother is likely to have been devalued by her own parents, partners, or society in the creation of her as a narcissist. This leaves a gnawing sense of unworthiness, which of course the narcissism must obliterate and hide. The daughter, with her fresh opportunities and untainted potential, becomes a canvas onto which the mother projects this unworthiness. By attacking the daughter's confidence or success, the mother in effect externalizes that inner pain, momentarily alleviating her own sense of failure. This projection, of course, is not conscious, it is instinctive. It is a reflex driven by the narcissism to escape the torment of her own inadequacy. Control, as you know, is a fundamental part of the prime aims. Narcissists thrive on control, and the mother perceives her daughter's independence or success as a threat to her dominance within the family dynamic. The daughter's achievements, whether a career milestone, a loving relationship, or personal growth, signal her autonomy, which is interpreted by the mother as a betrayal because it is a threat to control. Envy becomes a tool to reassert control, whether through criticism, sabotage, or emotional manipulation. By keeping the daughter uncertain or dependent, the mother ensures her own centrality, preserving the hierarchical structure where she reigns supreme. The daughter often embodies the dreams that the mother never realized. Perhaps the mother longed to be a performer, a scholar, or a beloved figure, but life, or more often, her own limitations, denied her these aspirations. When the daughter pursues similar goals or achieves what the mother could not, envy ignites. The daughter's success is a cruel reminder of the mother's unfulfilled potential, and rather than celebrate her, the mother must seek to tear her down to gain that control. This is a profound resentment, as the daughter's triumphs threaten to expose the mother's failure in a way that must not be ignored. There is also the fear of abandonment, which naturally is a fear in relation to the threat to control. Despite the apparent self-sufficiency, the narcissist mother may perceive the daughter's growing independence, her relationships, her career, her self-assurance as a sign that she will be left behind, no longer needed, no longer admired. This drives envy, as the mother seeks to undermine her daughter's ability to thrive independently, ensuring that she remains tethered and controlled to the mother's influence. By diminishing the daughter, the mother maintains the illusion of indispensability, staving off the terror of being forgotten. In a world that often pits women against each other, the narcissist mother's envy is amplified by societal pressures to compete on appearance, status, or success. The mother may feel judged by how her daughter reflects on her, as if the daughter's achievements or failures are a direct commentary on her own worth. If the daughter outshines her, the mother fears being seen as less than by peers, family, or society. This external validation, or lack thereof, intensifies her envy, harnessed by the narcissism driving her to diminish the daughter to preserve her own social standing. The inevitable conflict between the narcissist mother and her daughter is a tragic dance, choreographed by envy and executed with devastating precision. The mother's actions, criticism, sabotage, manipulation are instinctive, designed to protect the narcissist and to do so from the daughter's radiance and threat to control. Of course, ultimately it's a Pyrrhic victory, for in diminishing her daughter, the mother only deepens her own emptiness, her need for fuel unquenched by the fleeting satisfaction of its receipt. The daughter, meanwhile, is caught in a web of confusion and pain, yearning for a love that is perpetually withheld. She may well go on to internalize the mother's criticisms, believing herself unworthy, or she may rebel, only then to face escalated attacks from the narcissist as a consequence of the rebellion being a threat to control. The tragedy lies in the daughter's innocence. She is not the cause of the mother's envy, but merely its target, a scapegoat for a psyche that cannot bear its own reflection. Envy is a tool that's utilized by the narcissism of the narcissist mother as a venom that poisons both her and her daughter, a relentless force born from the collision of grandiosity and the inherent need for control. Its manifestations are the outward ripples of an inner turmoil, driven by the mother's need for control, to gain fuel, to protect the false self, to evade the spectre of her own inadequacies, which threaten to loom up repeatedly. This is not a family squabble. It is far more than that. It is a psychological siege where the daughter's light is the battlefield and the mother's prime aims is the aggressor. What ought to be a loving and mutually respecting relationship is never the case, for where the narcissist is introduced into the relationship with the daughter, and particularly more so with the daughter with the expectation of a supposedly special bond between the two, the result is as I have described. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.